Hello, my name is Dave Cardy. This is a video to supplement the book, Golf Instruction for the 21st Century, Precise Swing Formula for Consistent Results, Excellence in Golf from Tee to Green. The first section of this tape, we're going to be talking about the foundation of the swing, which is the address position. Of course, if you don't have the setup correct, you're misaligned, grip, whatever, you're going to have some inconsistencies in your golf swing. The second part will be talking about the actual body movement itself, and the third will be talking about body movement coupled with the swinging of the club. So let's start off with the grip. From a right hand perspective, the left hand is going to be on the top of the grip. The thumb of the left hand is going to favor the right side of the grip, maybe a quarter away from the dead center. The V created by the index finger and the thumb of the left hand will come to the right eye. You don't want a long thumb creating a big gap between the index finger and the thumb. You don't want a short thumb. You want something in between. With the right hand, you can overlap the pinky on the index finger, or you could notch up the index finger and put that little pinky right in that little notch, or you can interlock. Those are the three that I would suggest, just the fingers entwined there. With the right hand, the thumb of the right hand will favor the left side of the grip, opposite of what we had with the left hand. The V created by the index finger and the thumb of the right hand will come to the inside corner of the right eye. So outside corner of the right eye, inside corner of the right eye. You don't want a big gap between the index finger and the thumb. You want that tight. The webbing has to be tight to hold the club at the top of the swing. The hands are palm to palm, but it's turned to the right. So there's your grip. Now when you grip the club, I prefer students to extend the arms in front of their face and square up the club in this way. It's a lot easier to do that than try to put the club on the ground and try to figure out where square or perpendicular the line of flight is. If it's square in your hands, you've eliminated one possible error. Extend your arms fully. Drop your arms until your triceps hit your pectoral muscles, and then bend from your waist. That should be your dress position, assuming that you have the right flex in your knees. The knee flex should be about in the center of the foot. You don't want too much flex. You don't want your legs to be straight. In the center of the feet is where you want the knee flex. Now what that equivalates to is if you were standing straight, you had that bend in your knees and you bent from your waist, it's where those arms break from the shoulder line. They're hanging directly under your shoulder line, kind of like an ape-like position. If you go below that, you're shortening your distance to the ball. You might have some problems there. Or if your hands, you're standing too upright, your hands return to your body line, again a problem. So having your club length and lie fit you appropriately would be a big plus in your game. Make sure you get fitted for clubs. Ball position. With the longer clubs, 1-iron, woods, 2-iron, long irons, it should favor the instep of the left foot. With shorter irons, the more lofted clubs, the ball position will move back in your stance. Now I use one ball position, which is kind of off the instep of the left foot, and I just simply move my right foot closer to my left, and that brings the ball position more in the center of my stance. But either way will work. So far as alignment, when you line up a shot, you always want to stand behind the ball, line directly to your target, find something directly in line with your target, and then get that club face perpendicular to that spot, not somewhere in the distance. It's a lot harder to find yourself to something in the distance than it is something just a few feet in front of your line. Now when you're bending from your waist, you want the butt of the club to be pointing at your armpit. I see a lot of golfers that have this club pointing more in their belly, and their shoulders tend to be level. kind of like what they do when they're standing up. Well, of course, if you swing and you start to move at all past the ball, you're going to go right over it and have a lot of missed shots. It also creates a rotary motion. But if your left hand's on top of the club, your right hand is below the left, your right shoulder is going to drop about the same distance as your right hand is to the left. And that tilts your torso to the right. I call this a reverse K position. There's your stem of the K. Here's the back of the K. Your eyes will be level. You don't want your head tilted one way or the other. Your eyes should be level. Your head should be high enough for your shoulders to clear on the backswing. This is your address position. Now, the right foot should be pointing maybe at 12 o'clock, the left foot 11. And you want your stance to be parallel the line of flight or square. You don't want a closed position or open position because that's going to influence the path of the club. You want that left foot 11 because it's going to help you clear impact and it's going to restrict a lot of excessive body movement on the backswing. So that's your address position. It's pretty simple, but you do have to go through this every time you hit a golf ball.